I challenged myself to beat Minecraft in under 30 minutes without ever speedrunning the game before. I went from complete beginner to completely crushing my original goal. A Minecraft speedrun can be broken down into 5 different parts: the overworld, bastions, the fortress, finding the stronghold, and obviously killing the ender dragon. Out of these 5, I figured I'd have the most trouble learning bastions, as from what I've seen, they vary the most and they have the most memorization to them, because there's 4 different kinds of bastions that you have to learn. The way I went about learning bastions was using this video by RecRap, which, if you're interested in learning how to speedrun or how to learn these bastions, this video helped me a lot, so I would definitely recommend checking this out. I'll definitely leave it in the description if you're interested. But for some reason, after I learned the bastions, I decided now is the perfect time to do my first speedrun. And sadly I didn't record it, but just know it ended very fast. And after I started this run, I realized I don't know how to do any other part of the run other than the bastion. So even if I managed to get to the end, I have no idea how to kill the dragon. So after I came to that realization, I decided my next step would be learning how to one-cycle the dragon, which I had a really hard time with this for some reason. I just watched a video on how to one-cycle. It's not going too well, but I'm gonna get my first one-cycle, then I'm gonna do the real run, because the run did not go well. I'm gonna just say the run did not go well. Bro, I don't know what the heights are, bro. Oh, okay, well I guess that was low. Bro, oh, that was so bad. What the? Yo, what? What was that, bro? I actually don't even know what happened there. Okay, bro, that was good. 5 bed. Okay, I'm ready to do some runs, bro. I am so ready to do some runs. After I learned how to one-cycle the dragon, I was feeling pretty confident. I watched a video on how to speedrun the overworld, again by RecRap, and I was feeling pretty good, so I decided to do my first run with no resets, and you'll see how that goes.
How are they on top of me?
Okay, I'm gonna let the run keep playing, but I still have no idea what happened in that bastion. Like, there were just so many pigs above my head for some reason. But I said no resets, and I stuck with it. I didn't reset, but I wanted to so bad. So I took 10 more minutes to get back to the nether, and then I just ended up going to a completely new bastion because I figured that one wouldn't even be worth going back to. I have no idea what I was thinking. Like, I finished trading and my idea was to make a portal and go to the overworld. Like, I don't know what I was even trying to accomplish here. But after this, I spent 20 minutes almost looking for a fortress, and for some reason I decided my best bet was to just go into a new bastion. Like, it actually makes no sense. I don't know what I was thinking. And here I had a near-death experience where I barely saved myself with this ender pearl. I was seconds away from having to restart again. I don't know what I would have done if that happened, because I would have been back to the overworld. I would have had to find like a new bastion and just completely start over. Like, I would have been so screwed if that happened. Alright, here I was trying to use triangulation. So this is before I started using the calculator, and I was just trying to look at the angle difference, and I had a chart pulled up to tell me how far away it was. But for some reason, I don't know why I was doing this, I like ran towards the eye before I threw the second one. So instead of making like a triangle, I was making one big straight line. And then I was wondering why it said it was like a million blocks away. Alright, so obviously, eventually I figured it out and I made it to the stronghold, but then I realized I did not have any wood to make beds to kill the dragon, so I had to dig all the way back up to the surface and go all the way back down after mining wood. Okay, as you saw in my celebration, I ended up blowing myself up with the bed and burning to death. Then had to sit through mining this endstone all the way back up to the surface with no pickaxe, no nothing. I mean, this took so long of just sitting here mining the endstone. It added like 10 minutes to my time. And with that is my first ever Minecraft speedrun, coming in at 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 14 seconds. So I'm gonna need to improve a lot to reach my goal of beating it in under 30 minutes, but this was only the first run, so there's room for improvement. Alright, so this run started off with a buried treasure and a shipwreck. This is my second run that I beat. I wouldn't want to spoil it, but technically I didn't finish the run. You'll see that later. But this run started off pretty good, so I didn't record the first 3 minutes of it because I didn't expect it to go anywhere, but it ended up getting pretty good, so I ended up recording it. When I went in the nether, I spawned straight in a bastion, which still, through all the time I spent speedrunning after this, never happened to me. So I wish I was better when this happened so I could have taken better advantage of it, but at least I got it. So after I finished up my trades, I made my way to the fortress, and I just thought this was a funny part to leave in because I was out of food, and for some reason my my idea was to kill the zombie pigmen for rotten flesh, and I got swarmed by like, I've never seen this many zombie pigmen in like one group before, and all I got from it was 4 rotten flesh, so that was just the biggest waste of time. I got my blind at about 21 minutes, and I had to cut out, I don't know why I was still doing the thing with my eyes where I was just making a straight line. I had to cut out like 5 different attempts at triangulating the stronghold. So I'm glad eventually I just switched to a stronghold because I'm just too stupid for this. But I basically just followed the eye on its own all the way to the stronghold. Like there was no point in even trying to do that. And I realized in the portal room I made the exact same mistake as last time, and I forgot to grab wood before I went into the stronghold, so I had to dig all the way back up just to get wood. And then I finally came back and I made a bunch of beds, and for some reason I decided to only bring a few. Like I left some in a chest because I thought, like, I don't know what I was thinking, like I would need more beds because I was very new to one cycling, but my idea was like, oh, I need backup beds in case I die in the end. Like I was not thinking, bro. I don't know what I was doing. Alright, so I horribly failed the one cycle, but luckily I have 2 backup beds. So I jumped right in the end with my 2 backup beds, and then I realized, oh wait, I threw an ender pearl to get across the island. Now I have no blocks and I'm stuck here with 2 beds. So I had to leave the beds in the end, and then go back up to the surface and mine a bunch of dirt, and then I came back down, and then I bridged across. And obviously, I won, and I beat the dragon. Alright, so after this run, I decided the best way I could get better was by playing online matches on MCSR ranked, but playing the casual mode, because they have a beginner friendly mode where if you die, you have keep inventory on and you just reset a couple blocks away from where you died, and the seeds are really good. So I figured the best way to get into this was to play against other players in casual mode. So that's what I started doing, and I learned quick. My first online match started on a ruined portal seed, where I got everything I needed to make the nether portal, and I was about to go in when I realized I need food still and I need some iron. So I went to this village, I grabbed some food, I grabbed some iron. I made my tools, and then I went back to the portal and started heading into the nether. I spawned right by a bastion, which made my life a lot easier. So I got some blocks and started heading to the bastion. Once I got to the top, I slapped this pig and then I ran away for my life. Luckily this time no pigs fell on my head when I went up, and I looted all these chests, I finished all my trades, and then I made my way to the fortress. I was easily on my best pace yet. With a 13-minute blind, I was feeling really confident because my opponent, Shady Void, has still not even entered the nether, so I was feeling great. I had a very close call here with the dragon, but I ended up winning my first casual match in 24 minutes. My opponent, Shady Void, was just entering the nether, so this gave me a tremendous ego boost that I definitely did not need at the time. Now you might be a little confused on how I just beat the game in 24 minutes when my original goal was to beat it in 30 minutes, and that seemed so easy. It was my first online match, and that's because the seeds in MCSR ranked are a lot easier, and it basically just does not count as a real speedrun. So although I was able to get good times online and ranked, it did not count towards my 30-minute goal that I actually wanted to achieve, meaning that technically my PB was still 1 hour and 21 minutes. From here on out, I'm not going to show every run like I have been, because those were the 3 most important ones to me of my introduction to speedrunning, but I'll just show a little montage of my wins and losses in casual, and then my eventual journey into ranked, where I set a little side goal for myself of hitting iron in ranked, which no, it's not very good, but I mean, come on now, I just started. You can't expect me to be the best. It was around this time where I had a decent footing in online matches, and I decided it was time to go back to some random seed runs and try to get a new personal best. And this run I got a new personal best, and it was a good gateway to get closer to the 30-minute range, but still some decent ways away from it.
motherfucker's cheating! Take my word!
I entered the end about 33 minutes into the run, on a really good pace to get most likely sub 40, if not sub 35, if I could one cycle the dragon right. And I had like 10 beds, so obviously it'd be pretty easy to one cycle the dragon if you had 10 beds.
How is my timing that bad? How?
Alright, that might have been the worst one cycle of all time. I don't even know how I messed it up that badly. But it doesn't even matter. All I have to do now is just wait for the dragon to purge and then just kill it with my axe. So this went from a great pace to be under sub 35 to now I'm dead and I'm back in the portal room with nothing. So my idea was, okay, let me grab this bow and let me go back in with this bow, and then I realized, oh wait, I don't have any blocks to get up, so I had to jump into the void again, come back, get blocks, go back in, and then try to fight the dragon with my bow and get my stuff back. Eventually, I broke all the crystals, and it was just time to wait for the dragon to purge so I could kill it with my axe.
Are you serious right now, bro?
For some reason, this time when he purged, I was playing around with my blocks, and I ended up dying on the way to kill him and do the final hit. So I had to run all the way back in and wait for him to purge again. So I added way too much time to this run that was completely unnecessary. Eventually though, I got it done, and I got a new personal best of 43 minutes and 54 seconds. So a lot closer than before, and if I didn't mess up my one cycle and really my whole end, I would have had a much better shot at getting closer to that 30-minute goal. I thought now that we're about halfway through the video would be a good time to show a lot of fails I had on the way of learning speedrunning that I just thought were pretty funny. So I had a lot of pretty embarrassing fails, but after I got my 40-minute PB, I decided to lock in, and you probably saw in some of those clips, I had seed queue on. A seed queue is basically giant, 9 screens, 9 Minecrafts open at the same time, as speedrunners do. So I decided to lock in, but it ended up just leading to me resetting more than I probably should have. After I got that 40-minute PB, there was one, I think 38-minute PB I lost the recording to, but I did get that. And then there's one run I'm going to show in a little bit, which is the most heartbreaking run I've ever gotten. But first, I need to show you me hitting iron in ranked. Alright, I am not stopping ranked until I hit iron, bro. I am not stopping until I hit iron. I don't care. I don't care how long it takes. Okay, I am on my rank if I have not lost yet. This is my rank of game, bro.
I said to put flash wardings on these clips, guys.
After I hit iron and ranked, it was time to go back to normal speedrunning so I could finally actually get my goal that I originally set for myself instead of getting distracted by ranked. Cause honestly, ranked is a lot of fun, but I still wanted to beat my goal that I set out to do originally. So I went back to speedrunning and I was having a pretty hard time with it. I spent a few days just without any progress pretty much, and then I had one pretty promising run.
What?
When I went through my another portal to blind, I could not even tell you what happened. Like, I'm just sitting here flying around. Eventually I threw a pearl and it just worked out, but like, someone please tell me what happened here. So, not only did I miss my PB by only 20 seconds, I also died to an Enderman in the end portal after I killed the dragon. So even if I did get a sub 30, I would have been dead anyway, and it wouldn't have mattered. So after this run, I was low-key a little heartbroken, and I kind of stopped speedrunning for a few days. And I was starting to feel really demotivated after this, because it felt like that was the closest I would ever get, because that in itself felt like a fluke, and I still missed it by just a few seconds. And it kept feeling that way every time I played until this happened.
That motherfucker's cheating! Take my word!
"22 minutes and 50 seconds is my best speedrun time, and it was my first sub 30 I ever got. And I never expected when I started this that I would end up beating my time by a whole hour from when I first started. I had a lot of fun doing this, and if you're interested, I really recommend trying to learn how to speedrun this game because it is really fun. With that being said, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe so you can see future videos, and I may even start speedrunning live, so you should check that out too. Anyways, thank you again, and goodbye.